Brain damage. It's no joke. Hi, friends. It's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. Thanks for checking out my belly aching video on, I guess, what it's like to have brain damage. Yeah, it's very complex and goes into a lot of different things that you have to get used to if your brain is having damage. If you like my video and this speaks to you in some kind of way, subscribe to my channel, help me out a little bit, and spread the good word. Yeah, it's a serious deal. When you kind of know that you have brain damage and it's just getting worse, it, by very unfortunate circumstances, if this is happening to you, there's a couple things that you kind of have to do if you want to live the best way that you can. I've learned for myself, number one, you got brain damage, you ain't gonna function right. So when your brain starts dying or you get brain damage, it can change so many different ways. It's hard to put your finger on it. Like with MS, my brain, I guess, is dying slowly. So it affects everything from your speech to the way you see to the way you move. It's everything. There's this term that they call strapped. It's where you feel like you're strapped down. And that's ultimately because there's a part of your brain that got damaged and can't freaking move. I think it's the back part of your brain that has to do with your motor skills. I'm not really sure. I'm still learning those kinds of things. As far as speech, you're gonna notice, I do all the time, that you can't really talk right. It's like you know what you have to say, but if if it's complex with the way your muscles are working in your mouth, you're not going to get the words out. You could try, you're not going to get the words out. Then there's the typing thing, and you could write down whatever you want, but then you can't freaking write, and then you can't freaking type. So it compounds into a bunch of different things. The best that I can say is keep exploring, keep that part of you kind of open minded, that maybe you're not going to be able to use your words to convey what you need and you're going to have to rely on writing. Then maybe that might move to texting or using a one finger thing. It's very complex when it affects your mobility and your vision. Those are big problems. I mean, they're all big problems, but those are particularly big problems because number one, you got to walk, man. You got to be able to move, and if you can't see right, then you certainly are gonna move right. So yeah, brain damage sucks. For me, and if you're getting bad, I recommend it. You kind of have to find somebody else to pay attention to your shit. Because I have so many brain problems, I miss the boat. You miss the boat a lot. Especially particularly with the doctors. It's ridiculous with the emails and did you read this? Did you read that? I have a hard time reading. I can't even write anymore. So it's hard to, well, it's easy to miss all this shit. So I recommend finding someone, and that may change, and it might not be forever. Find someone that's they're like available to help you and they want to help you, because there's kind of two different things. The availability of someone to help you is one thing, then whether or not they really want to in their heart is the other. So those are some big hurdles you're gonna have to go over if you got freaking brain damage, man. No one really is going to understand what's happening to you. Well, I don't say no one. They're extremely rare. They're rare amongst the rare. The ones that are going to understand brain damage or what's happening to you. There's like differences that I've noticed. There's people that understand it. There's people that are sympathetic to it. There's people that are empathetic to it. So I recommend figuring out those things because you're gonna want someone around you that actually wants to help you. And the proof's in the pudding. You gotta watch their actions and those kind of things. So my biggest recommendation, if you're suffering from multiple sclerosis, particularly PPMS, maybe SPMS, the rougher ones, you're going to need somebody else to help you to interpret some of these crazy doctor visits. Let you know when you get an important email or you have an important doctor coming up, or maybe it's medication. Like there's a lot of shit to remember, and when your brain don't work right, you certainly aren't gonna remember right. A lot of unpleasant shit might start happening to you. If well, it will start happening to you if you're messed up like this. So I guess do the best you can with it, and that's very subjective, of course.